Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. Delighted to have my good friend Paul Carroll on. He's a regular contributor on The Price of Business, and we're always looking forward to chatting with him. He's got a new book out that we're extremely excited about. He's with Efficient Wealth Management, and that's efficientwealthmanagement.com. How are you today, Paul?
I'm great. Sounds like you've got a frog in your throat today. How are you feeling?
I'm doing okay overall, but I did have a frog in my throat over the weekend. So, but in recovery mode. Paul, tell us a little bit, first of all, about your practice, Efficient Wealth Management, and then we'll get into your book.
Sure. Well, Efficient Wealth Management is a boutique wealth management practice based here in the Woodlands, Texas. What we do is, using a consultative approach and working with a team of experts, is help our clients not only protect their wealth, but also mitigate their taxes, take care of their heirs, protect their assets from being unjustly taken, and if it's important to them, maximize the impact of charitable planning.
Yep, very good. And you've got a brand new book. I mean, 2015 was a pretty amazing year for you. I think in terms of producing content, not only in terms of our show, which is just awesome what you've done with the people you've brought in, but your book in writing contributions, your video contributions. I love the fact that you really are a thought leader in your industry. We're really glad we get to tap into that knowledge.
Thank you. Yes, and we've been actually upping the ante. We're actually sending out about 3 to 4 videos a month now, just 3 to 4 minute videos, but we try to make them very informative, very interesting, and not long enough to put people to sleep.
Yeah, which is very important if you want to actually do something with the videos.
That's right. We want them
talk
to
about a platform for wealth. And, ironically, people say, what? With all the craziness going on with the energy industry, frankly, your book is more timely now than ever.
Well, and I raced to get this out. I knew, all of last year, of course, has been difficult for the energy industry. This year, at least the first half, is probably going to be even more challenging. So we've brought out this book called A Platform for Wealth, and I think it's going to be a great value to people in the energy industry, both the executives, professionals. A lot of these people are being invited or thinking about early retirement or retiring a couple of years ahead of schedule. And this is a book that creates a platform for wealth, frankly. It creates a guidebook for how to manage your money using a wealth management process, whether or not you work with us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's so important. It's almost like people will choose or treat their financial advisor like a higher power almost, at their own peril. I love the fact that you give the individual the tools he or she needs to be able to really hold their financial advisor accountable. That's kind of part of your mission as well, isn't it?
That's absolutely right. And, there are those who would say, well, why would you teach what you do? It's for 2 reasons. One, in an environment like today where the market's going haywire, where oil is collapsing, it's very easy for the reptilian brain to take over and cause you to act irrationally in a way that will damage your finances. But if you understand the theory, if you understand the process, 2 things are going to happen. One, if you're working with a good advisor, you're going to realize there's a lot of moving parts. You don't want to do this. But 2, you know now whether or not this guy's blowing smoke in your face or really giving you good intel. So that's our goal, is to just educate, make it interesting, and allow the informed consumer to get a little more peace of mind during this uncertain and unstable time.
Right, and that was exactly your objective in writing it. Kind of give us a panoramic overview of what the book's all about.
Well, great. Absolutely. First, we start with my story. As you know, I have a fairly interesting story, and being that I wrote it, I thought I'd plug that at the beginning to make that connection. Then we get into some of the base theories of modern portfolio theory. Not too much detail, just enough to understand. And we go into the anomalies. what are the anomalies, and can you harvest them over time? Is it purely indexing, or are there types of passive funds that are more efficient than others? Because indexing actually does have some weaknesses, not just strengths. And then we get into the process of wealth management. How anyone can be an investment consultant. In fact, many individual investors can do a perfectly good job on their own. But what about the other stuff? Mitigating taxes, taking care of your heirs, protecting your assets from being unjustly taken, maximizing the impact of charitable planning. How do we bring an expert team to put together a holistic solution, and a solution that how would you do it? How would you build your own team, and what would you want that team to be composed of, and what would you want the output of that team to be?
Very, very good. And is this book designed primarily for energy people, or could people in other industries get value from it as well? Talk about that.
It's very much targeted from an interest point. One thing I didn't mention is, there's a chapter on the last 10 years in the industry. There's there's intel on the personality of the type of people that are in this industry, and from the viewpoint of knowing how overconfidence and other heuristic behaviors affect you as an investor. That's fairly much directed at energy professionals. But the truth is, the same is true among a lot of professionals. It may not be true for artists or further afield professions, but for engineers, entrepreneurs, professionals, pretty much anyone in the North Houston area who fit that demographic would find this a very interesting read.
Yeah, I think so too. Is it available now, currently available?
It is. In fact, we've got a couple of things. We've got a website called platformforwealth.com. And that website will enable you to get a free copy from us or to order the book from Amazon. It's online at amazon.com. And but if you would like to have a conversation with us, we'd much rather give you a free copy signed by me. In fact, we're having a book signing event on February 17th. And if you'd like to participate, and there'll be food, drinks, and free book, we will just go to Platform for Wealth and request a free copy and send us a message, and we will send you a webvite for that event. In fact, hopefully you can make it.
Yeah, that would be great. What is the date again?
February 17th, 6 to 8 p.m. It'll be a professional mixer after the book signing event.
Where will this be at?
This is going to be it's going to be in the Woodlands, and we want to we'll give the directions and all the details to people who reach out to us. We need to kind of keep account straight for catering and things like that. So we'll share that information for the people who go to Platform for Wealth and reach out to us. We'll get that information to them.
Platformforwealth.com. Paul Carroll is the author of the book, and to me, I've read lots of your content, and I haven't had a chance to read this book. I'm looking forward to reading it. But everything you do with great excellence and with the reader in mind, and you're, and I consider this the ultimate compliment. People use similar language to talk about my writing. You write for the reader and not for yourself. You're not trying to show off what you know, but to make sure that you impart knowledge to the reader, and I think that's so crucial. You do a great job.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And so I want to encourage people to learn more about it. Platformforwealth.com. Paul Carroll, he's been our guest, and again, check him out. And also you can learn more at efficientwealthmanagement.com to learn more about Paul. Thanks so much for being with us, sir, as usual.
Thank you. You get better.
You bet. When we come back, we're going to have much more for you, and you are listening to The Price of Business.